There are games that I don't like Borderlands. There are bad games, like Aliens Colonial Marines. There are terrible games, like Postal 3. But then there are even worse games. Things I even hesitate to call games. Things like The Last Hope. The Last Hope is not a game, it's an asset flip. This means there are only bought assets thrown together to some terrible garbage that should have never seen the light of day or be presented to the public. I'm not even sure what genres this dumpster fire is supposed to be in. Anyways, let's start with the review. The Last Hope starts inside some kind of barrack, and, no joke, I immediately earned a trophy. You follow some sad joke of a tutorial, written in bad English, because of course it is, and follow the long boring level. Also, we are in the first person mode in this level for no reason, until we push an object down a hole. Yeah, get used to it, it will be the main goal in almost every level. Pushing the thing down the hole killed all of humanity for some reason, and we somehow have a time machine now. If none of this makes sense to you, don't worry. No one does understand this, that's why we start the next level as a Viking. The explanation for it is that we are a Viking now. We continue in third person perspective and experience the, well, let's call it gameplay. In something that's supposed to be Germany, we are running along a street while skeletons are attacking us, or whatever this is. Yeah, sure. The sound is trying to kill me, and this may be the most annoying sound ever produced.
Hey, wanna hear the most annoying sound in the world?
We suddenly have a health, thirst and hungry counter and have to collect food and drinks, which doesn't work sometimes. Why should it? I mean, nothing here works properly. It's garbage. We don't fight because it doesn't work. And we are time-traveling Viking running through some streets while skeletons are moving in T-pose around us. We just run to the end of the level, throw some trash down a thing and can choose between one of the next two levels of this nightmare. I decided to take the Russia level, and it runs even worse than everything else in this crap. We run through a dark forest thing, while robots are moving around here. The level design is non-existent and there are only a few objects. And also, it ends the same way that almost every level ends. Egypt is the same. I don't know what to say here. Run, push, next level, it's not even funny. For no reason we are flying on autopilot on a plane. Okay. And then we try to drive a car in a level that takes place in a city that doesn't make sense in the slightest. Roads end in buildings or lead to nowhere, and we don't know where to go. It's terrible. Just plain terrible. The car of course doesn't control properly, and you will always be afraid that it will get stuck on a sidewalk or something like that. Next we are standing in a spaceship and travel to Mars for the grand finale. We are walking through Mars, which is once again just some stuff thrown together, and then once again just throw some stuff down. In a text that seems to poke fun at the player because we bought this thing. We are told that we are now president of the world, and that there will be a sequel.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Sure. The Last Hope is an embarrassment. It's the worst thing I've ever played, and I played Postal 3 and Haze. I even played games like the Painkiller add-ons, including Resurrection, and Desiree. Fucking Desiree. And while I wasn't as insulted by The Last Hope as I was by the last two mentioned games, I would have to say that The Last Hope is definitely the worst one. It was made by a teenager from Moldavia who sells the shit on Steam. Even Humble Bundle offers it in sales from time to time. And you can't even say that he was trying, because there are several games from that guy and they all look like the same shit. In one of them you are even fighting as Trump against North Korea, and I wouldn't be surprised if Trump would be transformed into a Viking at some point. It's a joke and some shit is making money with it. He even sells it as a bundle with the other crap he made. The Steam store page has an impressive 32% positive reviews, with some obviously fake reviews. Even the description is wrong, spoiling the end of this trash, and doesn't even have spaces between the mentioned levels. This is not a game, this is a scam, and nobody should support it. It can't get any lower than The Last Hope, and if I will ever play something that is worse than The Last Hope, I will stop playing games altogether.